Hi John, an update. Have a updated design held together with clips. This print is a little bit thin-walled. It probably needs to be a little bit thicker, a little bit more rugged, but this is a good test at least. Two parts slide together much like the previous version. Clips on the side to lock those two parts in place. The clips are suitably difficult to undo, not impossible by any means, but it's not going to fall apart. As I say, would like to increase the wall thickness and the thickness of the lid so it's a little bit more rigid. But let me walk through the design and show you how that's constructed. So I've uploaded my previous design here, but that's probably not necessary. It was good for reference. Our design here, I've based on your model. So first thing I did was to import your model. I had to move the USB connection because when I imported it, it's floating up here. I'm not quite sure why. So I looked at yours and moved it down to where it should be and captured the position there. Stepping forward, created a couple of bodies. First body there is designed to sort of create an envelope of the shape of the and the size of the boards themselves. And then around that, another envelope just representing the outside of the case. Now that's parametric. If I pull up parameters here, we've got a couple of parameters. Firstly is PCB clearance. I've allowed 0.2 millimeters around the PCB. That just allows for just a little bit of room to get it in easily and 3D printing inaccuracies. We have the thickness of the sides of the box, the thickness of the bottom of the box, and the thickness of the top of the box. The top of the box is a little bit important because that dictates how deep the grooves for the sliding mechanism are. And then just a clearance for the distance between the top and the bottom sections for the 3D prints. So those parameters are used to determine how big this outer box is. A little bit of a fillet on there to make it look nice, feel nice in hand. Working through here, just adding to the inner body there, some features. So that's a hole for the USB connector and clearance for the USB connector, the plug itself. Allowance there for the D-sub connection on the back. And then we combine the two bodies to create a hollow box with all of the correct openings. Next, I'm creating the separation and the sliding mechanism. So I generate a point there, a plane there to form part of the separation. And if I turn that off, we've got a single sketch there that has all of the required elements. From that, we produce a couple of components there. As you can see, so that's actually forms the gap between the two parts, the box and the lid. If I bring that back in and step forward one more section, we combine those two, which splits the box into the main box and the lid. Moving forward from there, I add a hole so you can view the lead at the bottom. I also have a sketch here to indicate the position of the reset button. I don't know whether we need to put a hole through there to allow a pin to go in to hit the reset button, or whether we need to form a button, like an actual button here, if you need to push that regularly. We can figure that out and change it. We might need to make the box a little bit bigger if we do need a reset button. Stepping forward a little further, this is the locking mechanism. So sketch here, defines the parts of the mechanism. And if I start bringing in some of these parts, building up the latch itself. Now I have allowed just a very slight gap underneath there. The prints are designed to print without support, but this little gap just separates this component from the bottom one without creating an overhang that would cause printing problems. But just separates those so this piece can bend and flex without being attached to the lid. And I have a slight chamfer on there to allow that to be printed without a big overhang. And of course, in the lid, we've got a hole in the side there to allow that. I then mirror that across the other side. So that's the design as it stands at the moment. As I say, it is linked to your drawing, so if you update anything, this drawing should update. Again, I'm not quite sure whether that's appropriate or whether I should just sketch up the outline of the boards so that this design is freestanding from the other one. Again, I'm quite happy with that, but if there's any changes we need to make in terms of either the design or how the project's structured, let me know.